The tools you're going to need, you're going to need a 2, a 2.5, a 3, a 4, 5, 6 Allen key wrenches. You're going to need some large, this is for the 50mm nut, but I'd suggest you try and do something better with it to get that off. I'll tube mine up a little bit, as you can see in the video. And I did use a blowtorch just to warm up the shaft where the Loctite had set. Without that, I don't think I'd have got them off, to be honest. Project for today. I've got a Celestron CPC Deluxe mount with a Edge HD 8 mounted on top of it, and I want to defork this. I bought an EQ mount, a Skywatcher EQ6 Pro, and I want to get a little bit more into astrophotography, so I think rather than sell this as a whole, I'm just going to demount it, and then the tripod and the fork I'll stick on eBay. If somebody wants it, they can have it. It all works, the GPS works on it, everything works on it. I've done quite a bit of work on the back already. I've got the variable focuser on here, but to start with, I've never done one of these, can't find any information on the internet, so I'm going to start by taking this side off and see where we get. Whether we need to take the other side off, I don't know. Probably will take it off just to have a look what's inside it, but I can't find any information on the internet at all. So without further ado, let's crack on and see if we can get this thing taken apart. To get these side panels off, there's 4 screws. There's one there, one there, one there, one there, and on this side here there's the same again, and they're all 3mm Allen key. To get the clutch off the main wheel, this here, we need I believe it's a 2mm, and there's a single grub screw inside there. Now I'm not sure whether the best thing to do is to loosen all the screws first and then take this off, or take the other side off, and see which is the easiest to do. I really don't know, so well, let's have a look. Right, let's have a look at removing these, or loosening them anyway. So I'm a bit worried that if I take the clutch wheel off, this is going to be flopping around, so I think I'd rather work with it while it's still quite stationary. As you can see, everything's sort of in the way to get to the screws. So I think I'm just going to loosen them for now. I'm not sure if I do need to take this side off, but it's really hard to find an angle where you can actually get in with the driver. Okay, so both of those top screws are the same size. This plate's now loose. Let's just do this side. It's quite awkward to get this one out. Just cannot. Ideally could do with an Allen key that's about that sort of size. Okay, the next thing I think we need to do is to take this handle off and try 5mm. 5mm seems to be right. Where this telescope was originally stored, but there's quite a bit of corrosion on bits and bobs. Okay, let's take the cover off, and that's what we have in there. Seems to be quite a large nut there. It's a GPS module that'll need to be disconnected. A small pin there. Let's rotate it around to the other side and get this one off. Simply unscrews the lock nut. Okay, to get this cover off on this side, it was a bit trapped down the bottom, but I had to do just put my fingers at the very bottom and give it a bit of a yank, and it came off. That's the tip side panel off. Now what? I believe we can just pull this off, but I think I will just put some marks on it. Don't know why, but I'm gonna. Never hurts. Okay, so then that's the clutch, I presume. Just right out on that. And now I think we need to take the clutch off, which I believe down there there's a lock screw, which I'm not sure what size it is. Looks like 2mm. No, maybe not. I just need to find the correct size for that. Let's try 2mm. That's the one. What's that one? That is a 2.5mm. So we need a 2.5mm. So I'll do that. Which is very, very tight. I might have to get a little bit of heat on that, because I think they use a thread lock on it. So I might have to put just a little bit of heat on that, just to loosen that up. Okay, to get this off, I ended up having to use the blowtorch and just very gently warm. Keep warming there, avoiding this rubber obviously, and that will plate up. Okay, so we've heated it with the blowtorch. There's 2 grub screws. There's one there, and unless you apply a little bit of heat, I don't know why they're coming out. They have been Loctited in, so both of them are Loctited in. Hopefully now, with a little bit of pressure, we can now release the plate. Let's try getting this plate off, and then it will give us access to the nut behind. But as you can see, 1 and 2 grub screws. And as I say, the only way I've managed to release them is just to heat it up very gently without damaging the clutch rubber. You could probably do with covering that, but they do come out. Okay, then we've just got to see how we get this off. There is an Allen key in there, that might be locking that on, I'm not sure. Using the 5mm, there's a nut, Allen key in there. I'm just going to break that off. I don't know whether I need to, but I'm taking it off anyway. We'll cover the if we didn't need to afterwards. But it does look like that needs to come off, because it does look like it's holding this piece on. Now hopefully we should now be able to just pull this off. And there it goes. And there's a wheel. Now there is a dowel in there which lines up with that. Obviously we don't want to lose that. And I believe the next job now is to get these large nuts off, which I'll measure find out and measure it across the flats. So I'm measuring 46mm. Okay, I've laid that on its side, and this nut on here is extremely tight. I think it's got thread lock on it, but with a combination of mole grips and I should have just ordered a spanner, but trying to keep costs down now. It's a bit gnarled up now, but as you can see it is actually coming off now. It is very tight on the shaft. And there we have it. As you can see, they've used red Loctite on it. Lovely. That's those two off. Right, now do I dismantle this arm from the bottom, or do I take that arm off? I don't know. Time for a little bit of thought, I think. I think I'm going to loosen this bottom arm off. Seems to be 4 screws inside there. So let's just get those out. And you need a 4mm. Okay, so that's that plate removed. And just inside there now, there are 4 large. I'm not sure what size they are. They're 5. Oh, definitely not 5. Let's try a 6. Yeah, 6mm. Okay, these are extremely tight. I've had to get a standard Allen key and I'm just using this as a wedge. Just basically pushing that in, putting that on there. It's just give me enough leverage then. I'm not going to take these all the way out, I'm just going to loosen them for now. I might have to do the same with the other side, or take the arm off totally on the other side, I'm not really sure. Okay, so the arm is moving from there. Oh, maybe we should just take them off. Okay, so the arm is now loose. And up this end, loosening those off has allowed this bearing to drop a little bit. So we just take that bearing off. Let's get these ones off. And it does look like there's a pin there holding that all in. So whether it's going to be manually pushed about now, I don't know. Oh, well, anyway, that gives you some idea of what's in there. And this part here looks like that just pulls straight through, so on that bush there. So I don't know if there's anything to dismantle on this side. But I think maybe we should try getting this side off. I've moved back to the other side, but if I move this plate out of the way, you can see the retaining screws that actually hold it. There's one there, and the other one's just down below there to the actual thing. So I might be able to just get the Allen key in there now, take that off, take the other side off, and hopefully it might slip out. Got some flex there, got some flex on that side. That's one I've met. That's 2. Let's just go around the other side. to these ones. Not as easy to get to. See, if you push this down a little bit, you can then get to these two screws. One, two. Get that back in a little bit, so it'll give us some flexibility and movement. Okay, I've just got the other side off. Seems like there is a small pin just there. There's a small pin just there. So when you're pulling this away, there you go, it's just come off. And I think we are now in a position where we can now, let me just show you that. So just down there was a small pin, two screws there, and exactly the same on that side. Might be able to lift the tube out now. Okay, let's have a look, see if we can get this tube out now. And ta-da! There we go. And there we have the separation. And as you can see on there, there's 3 screws that need replacing. But yeah, I'm really happy with that now. We've got it off. Let's put that to one side, keep it safe. I'm going to put it back together now. There's no point in me showing you that. It's only the reverse of taking it apart. And hopefully now, well, let's just summarise. We did need to take both sides off, but these legs haven't actually come off. They're just both loosened, just enough to give it a little bit of push and pull. So there's 4 screws down there, 4 on the other side. They need to come off. Obviously we've got all this to dismantle to get to this point, but that wasn't as painful as I thought it would be. And so this piece here, you can see where it locates, and the 2 screws there. And you know, if you wanted to do a service, maybe a little bit of greasing or oil, or if you was taking this apart to do that. But this is the plate from the right hand side with the clutch on it. If you was going to do a service and oil up your bearings, that's what you're looking at. And of course this second bearing here. Here we have it. It's now deforked. We've got the edge HD tube separate. The CPC Deluxe now can either be sold, or I'll just keep it in the loft, one of the two.